Hello, everyone. Welcome to 2D Board Gamers. My name is Dave,
And I'm Dirk.
and FFG just had a live stream at Pax Unplugged for the in-flight report, and we're this is a reaction video to some of the games that they talked about that both Dirk and I enjoy. Um, can you see the image, Dirk?
Yes.
The okay, so yeah, we're going to talk about Arkham Horror. We're going to talk about Marvel Champions and Star Wars deck building, and then a surprise at the end. But for those, so there's a couple games that they announced. They talked about that Dirk and I personally are not interested in, so we're not going to talk about them in this video. But if you are curious about those, they had some updates for Twilight Imperium and also Star Wars Unlimited. So you can check out the live stream if you want. Okay, so the first game that we want to talk about is Arkham Horror. And as you can see, we've got the, the they've announced this already, but they kind of just talked about it a little bit more. The Arkham Horror core set, which is Chapter 2. And this is coming, they said in the spring. I believe the Asmodee store said April, if I remember correctly. And yeah, so this is a picture of the new box. So what do you think, Dirk? Oh,
So no, I really like
oh
the
hey, we got
artwork on
some.
this. I thought it was kind of cool. I mean, it's a
Oh,
little
it's
bit
you.
busy because there's so much stuff going on. But I mean, I think at this point in time in the game and in the history of the game, we've got a lot going on. A lot has gone on. So I mean, they do kind of cover a lot of that. I like how they kind of include the investigators
Yeah,
from.
well, I got images of that. We'll talk about that in there in a second. But
Okay.
all right, yeah. So we'll move on to the next image here, which so I'm kind of manually driving this as we go, so there's going to be a little bit of a pause in between each image, so I apologize for that. And then I have to click it so Dirk can see it. All right, so we have, oops, we have
Yeah, so the
the
first two we have here are Joe Diamond and Isabel Barnes, which those are the ones that they had spoiled for us previously.
right, and
Um,
we just had an article review for Joe Diamond, and we haven't seen the article review for Isabel Barnes. But Isabel Barnes is the younger sister of Jenny Barnes, and she's the new survivor for this wave, and she has Jenny's guns.
Yeah,
So
so I'm kind of interested to hear what that whole story, how that whole story is going to play out over the course of the year to see if we see a return of Ginny, or if Ginny's gone, or if we're searching for her. I'm kind of interested to see how that plays story wise. As far as gameplay wise, I'm kind of excited to see how she plays whenever she comes out because using the guns, I'm wondering if the guns are going to be different, if they're going to be the same. I'm kind of wondering, how they're playing that, using something from one of the old characters with a new character.
yeah, yeah. So and then at this stage of the in-flight report, then they brought Duke out on stage, and he talked about the other investigators that are coming in the core box. So let me bring that image up.
Yeah, and it's really fun to listen to Duke describe some of the new characters and such with the game because he'll give you like full backgrounds and stuff on them, not just kind of what they do. So
Yeah,
that was kind of fun and interesting to listen to them describe them and a little bit of their story and how their stories evolved since last season.
right. Yeah, like for Daniela, for example, she was an auto mechanic, but apparently during the Drowned City, her shop got destroyed, and now she's working at a meat packing facility. And
Or like Dexter's story, how he was searching for the pieces of the Necronomicon, and
now he's got it
fortunately or
built.
unfortunately, however you want to look at it, he put them together.
Yeah,
So,
right. And then we got Trish, which I've always liked Trish. She was one of my favorites. So these are our five new core set heroes, or I mean investigators. So yeah, so we've got and these are all, with the exception of Isabel, these are all existing investigators. So we had Joe Diamond,
yeah,
and then Isabel Barnes, and now we've got Daniela, Dexter, and Trish.
So
So,
now, quick question, Dave. So of
mhm.
the five that they you know gave us in the core box, which who are you the most excited to try out to see either new character or how they've changed one of the existing characters? Because they have said they've evolved all the characters and tried to reflect the changes that happened from season one to season two in the storyline. So who are you kind of the most excited for?
I I would say Trish, because I always I liked her. She's a rogue who is really good at investigating as well. For being a spy. So I'm kind of curious to see, if she still, sprinkles in seeker cards. And I mean, I tend to play seeker or guardians mostly. But rogue is just one of those classes I don't play as much as I want, because it just seems like it's kind of a filler class. But I really do like the rogue when it's well thought out for being able to do some fun stuff. And Trish always had some fun stuff when I think if I remember right, when she evaded, she can get a clue.
Yeah.
The chapter one version anyway. So I'm kind of curious. Um, I mean,
So I
Daniela is just a straight
probably
guardian. Go ahead.
no, yeah, I was gonna say out of these five, I think from the original set, Daniela was probably the one I liked the best play wise. I mean, I enjoyed all the characters, but I think Daniela kind of had a special place for me and from the first set out of these five. But the one, at least the way the story's evolved and kind of how I'm interested to see how it plays in the next season is I want to see what they've done with Dexter.
Yeah.
He sounds super interesting. I mean, if they've kind of, you know, had him like, you know, if they've had the whole Necronomicon experience, how it's changed him. I'm kind of interested to see how it does because I mean he's still on our side, but like oh well, is he kind of like is he walking that line now?
Yeah. And my second choice I would say would be Isabel, just because she's a new character, and
Yeah,
so I like the fact that we're not having to wait, forever to get new characters as they reprint, you know, the original ones back. But it sounds like they're
sure.
they're being, they're changing them, so they're evolving, I guess. So it's almost kind of like another parallel investigator version of these characters in a way.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm wondering. I mean, how close to these are these going to be basically another version of the parallels, or are they going to be like a complete revamp?
Yeah, yeah. All
You know,
right.
because
Then,
I'm wondering if all the characters, like I mean, so far, pretty much, I think everybody has stayed of the five that we've seen, they've all stayed in their same aspect. I wonder if that's going to stay the same, or if they're getting, if they're maybe getting access to different things. Yeah. How big of a change is it going to be?
all right. Well, some of that is going to be answered with this image. So they also mention that there's going to be new investigator decks, and this is an evergreen product, meaning that these will always be available. So the new core set is always going to be available, and these investigators are going to be always be available. So that's going to
And
give
these
you
are
10
yeah, these are
investigators and a bunch of cards that is always available.
they're pre-constructed decks. So I mean,
Yeah,
from what I understand of this, these are going to be you will be able to actually play this deck out of the box.
right. Like the original ones, like when we had the original five, and Caroline, for example, she's changed classes. She's now a seeker. So she was a guardian. Well, she was a guardian, but she didn't really fight. She was a therapist. But now she has switched classes to seeker. Tommy is not quite the green rookie that he was before, so he's a little more seasoned. He's still the guardian, of course.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting. Duke labeled him as maybe slightly overconfident.
Yeah, yeah,
So I wonder what that means. I'm thinking that might be a hint toward his weakness, maybe.
right. Yeah, and then we got the singer back. She's back. She's still a mystic,
Two
and
brand new characters.
and then yeah, we have two new brand new characters. So we got it's really small on my
Miguel Del
screen.
Cruz
Yeah, so
and
he's
Andre Patel.
like an Australian cowboy, I guess, who's in.
You, I, for South American, I think.
Was it South America? Oh, maybe it was South
There's a
America.
cattle rancher that's come up to work. It sounded
Yeah.
like at the packing plant, but I'm thinking with, I don't know. Seems weird that a rancher, unless he was farming.
Yeah. He's working at the same meat packing plant probably that
Danielle
Daniela.
was working.
Yeah. And then the last one, the Rogue, he is a character that was in Film Fatale. So he's in town. He's an actor and he's in town for his latest movie. So we have now 10 investigators and 2 of each class. So that's pretty cool.
It sounds like these are coming out shortly after.
Shortly after, yeah. Yeah, and when we get the new core set, we'll do a we'll do a new learn to play with the with just the current card pool, so it'll be probably just the cards from the core set for that, at first, and then eventually we'll maybe we'll do games with these guys when they come out as well. All right, then the next image, number 5 here. Sorry for the slight delay, folks, but that's what it does when we're manually flopping all this stuff around. Okay, so we've got Children of Blood. So this is a mini campaign that's coming out next year. They said 3 scenarios, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, 3.
So there's, and they had mentioned in the live stream before that there's 4 products that they're going to try to do each year. So this would be the 3rd one. So we don't know anything more about this except for, this image here looks like it's probably like some kind of ghoul, maybe.
Or, is this the same outfit that the guy was wearing? I can't remember his name. Who was modding the stream? It almost looks like the same outfit he was wearing.
Oh, maybe.
I can't tell.
Yeah, so that's pretty much all we know about this, is that it's a campaign. All right, next image.
They didn't give us any more details about it, so
no.
It looks like there's a ghoul of some sort involved.
Yeah, this looks like this is like in the second half of 2026. All right, and then we have
a scenario.
Yeah, so this is a scenario pack. Traces to Nowhere. It might be an epic scenario, that they're going to do in Gen Con, or it's just a standalone scenario like the Curse of the Rougarou, those, in that kind of vein. Where, and yeah, we don't know anything more except for this really eerie image that the shadow that we have anyways. We don't even get to see the creature.
The talons or claws are similar to the ghoul that we just saw, but the body structure looks different.
Yeah, it's kind of, I'm wondering if that's like a shadow of pretty much most of its whole body, or if that's just the head, But if it's like some kind of crawling creature, like a face hugger in Alien or something, maybe, All right. The next image. And this is the last one that we have for Arkham here. This is, and then, so they're just talking about the timeline. So, yeah, we're getting the core set in the spring. And then we're getting the 5 investigator boxes. And then we're getting the campaign box, which is, I guess, a mini campaign of, and then the scenario pack.
I'm not sure how exactly they're doing it in the future. I don't know if they're going to do, like, if all of the campaign stuff is going to be mini campaigns released independent of the cards, or exactly how they're doing it.
I believe.
Yeah, I'm not 100% certain.
Well, I think they're, well, because like right now we have, like say Drowned City, for example, we had an investigator box and then we had a campaign box. They both came together. Now it sounds like the investigators may not be attached to the specific campaign and not going to come out at the same time anymore. So they can spread it out. So like they could have 2 different investigator boxes, or in this case, they're having 2 different, story boxes with only having.
The campaign box, just looks a little smaller. So
I kind of thinking it's the size of like maybe the investigator box that we have now. So the fact
Yeah.
that it's only 3 scenarios instead of the normal 8 or more, um, I'm wondering if that gives them freedom to say, oh, okay, we could do a 3 scenario campaign, or we can do a 5 scenario campaign sometime, or 8 scenario, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have enough data for what's going on, but yeah, you could see that they got um, the new format like they had with Marvel Champions for, especially that last one that looks like that kind of like looks like a hero pack that we saw for like Wonder Man, that kind of style. And the investigator boxes are the same style, as the new Marvel Champions that we saw in the preview. All right. And speaking of Marvel Champions, we are going to transition to that.
Oh, so you don't have it here, but so what I was mentioning before the transition is they also have because they've got a close partnership with GameGenix for at least for Arkham Horror, and I'm sure they're going to have to do some stuff with Marvel Champions. But for Arkham Horror, they did show a couple of the products. They've revamped the investigator boxes. So now instead of having the boxes in the individual colors of each thing, so now they're black, and then they just have like foil print for the class on them instead. So they're a little bit more cohesive there. I thought they looked good. I did kind of like the individual colors, so I'm not sure which one of those I liked the best. I don't know. But what I was a little bit more interested in is they also have a bigger box for those. They've got a box that holds now, they call it like a game night box, I think. And it's got, on one side of it, it holds 4 investigator boxes. So you can hold 4 investigator decks in it, in their boxes. It's got, toward the top, it's got an area for tokens and stuff, some trays. And then it's got a spot on the left, a couple of rows for cards. So you can take everything you need for a game night. Say if you're going to go somewhere to play, you can put it all in that box and carry one box with you for game night. And then the little secret thing is if you drop a flap down the front, it's got one of those, it's got a token box. Now, one of their new, what did they call it?
Token bin.
Pardon?
I think they call it a token bin.
Yeah, token bin. It's got one of those that comes with it. It's got a spot there to put one of those in, and it also has a spot for the rule books.
Yeah. Yeah, it looked cool. I didn't take any images of it, but yeah, if people are interested,
yeah,
to
so
get the screen.
I was kind of excited about that too.
Okay.
Which it's weird because I'm not normally excited about deck boxes. I mean, I like them; they're nice, but I don't tend to be excited about them. I was kind of excited about that one.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been nice when when we were doing that Arkham event, on our local game store, being able to just bring that box, that would have been nice. I could see something.
The whole collection every time.
Yeah. All right. So now we're gonna move. Now we're gonna move to Marvel Champions. So the first couple announcements are stuff that we already know. So they just talked about Synthesoid SmackDown, which is coming in December 5th, I believe. So they said early December for that. So this is continuing the Civil War wave.
So this Synthesoid SmackDown, that just came out, I think.
No, it's coming out. It's coming out in early December.
Oh, I thought
it was supposed to be in November before it got delayed.
Oh, okay.
So I think it's December 5th.
Okay.
And yeah, so that's the first thing. The second thing they said was that I guess there's the 1.6 the rule book's coming out, and then there's some kind of new demo. They're demoing, like doing it kind of like a beta of some kind of card or environment card or something. They said I don't think it's official. That's probably maybe, I don't know, something that's going to show up in Chapter 2 of Marvel Champions if we get that. But so
one thing I kind of wondered, which they didn't really clarify in this, and I don't know if it's been clarified yet, but is this going to be a physical product, or
yeah,
is it just going to be an electronic thing?
What, the Synthesoid SmackDown?
No.
Oh, the
Rules of
1.6. Yeah, no, it'll be a print and play, like all the other updates. We've had it's an updated version of the rule book.
okay.
I mean, and I've printed them out, but it's a print and play. All right, so yeah, so that's Synthesoid Smackdown, and then
Well, that's interesting. So I just pulled up their website, and it says that Synthesoid SmackDown is available as of yesterday.
yes, because that was the original release date. If you look on the very bottom, it'll say not available in the United States.
Oh, okay, I see it. Okay.
Yeah, but in some parts of the world's got it already. But yesterday was supposed to be was the original release date. All right, and then and then we've already had this announcement for the Wonder Man and Hercules hero packs. So those are coming in February, which rounds out the Civil War wave. So that's pretty cool. But so far in Marvel Champions, with the exception of the 1.6 rules reference, they haven't announced anything new. But
Until today.
until right now, as soon as I spend 20 minutes loading this stuff up. All right, so the first thing we got is the next campaign box, Fear No Evil, which is Daredevil and Echo. And so I guess you might be able to piece together what this wave is already, but if not, we will go into that some more. But yeah, so they had a nice video on Daredevil, which was kind of cool. And I think they said there was 3 villains. I didn't quite catch that on how that was. I thought they said so that would be smaller in amount of villains if that's the case. I'd have to listen to it again because I thought I caught him saying there was 3 villains in the box. But yeah, we don't have any details on who the villains are, but I'm assuming they're Daredevil foes at least. So that's cool. People have been asking for the Defender since the beginning since the game first came out. Yeah, especially
So
since
my question is Elektra going to be a hero or a villain?
don't know. And yeah, but ever since we saw Daredevil, that Seeker. Now I'm in Arkham mode. Ever since we've seen that Justice card of Daredevil, from the core set, people have been wanting Daredevil since day one. But it wouldn't be a wave if there was only 2 here. Well, I guess it could be a wave if they, but there's actually more information than just that. Oops. So a couple hero packs. So the couple.
So this is one that I've definitely been looking forward to is Jessica.
Yeah.
I think honestly, out of all the Defenders, she might be the one I've been the most interested in as far as what are they going to do with her.
Mm-hmm.
Because I absolutely love her ally card. And it's going to be one of those with Maria. It's like, well, Maria's my favorite card in the game. How are they going to make the hero make me want to play that over the ally? And it's kind of the same thing with Jessica. How are they going to make me want to play Jessica over her ally version?
Well, maybe they listen to us, and every time your turn starts as Jessica Jones, everybody gets to draw a card.
It's Jessica. Oh, that would be sweet. I'm going to play Jessica Maria Recursion then.
yeah, because you can have Maria in your deck in a Jessica deck. Yeah.
Oh, that would be wonderful.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't think they'll do that, but that'd be hilarious. And Luke Cage. I'm kind of curious, because he's known for, his invulnerable skin. So is he gonna?
Bulletproof. How are they gonna make bulletproof translate?
I don't know. Maybe they'll do something similar to Colossus or something. Where he can have 2 toughnesses or something.
Yeah, or like armadillos, to where they stack, or to where you have to get through multiple. Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
What else? What is? Oh, my computer is doing something silly. Hold on. Okay, yeah. So those are at least the first 2 hero packs of the wave. All right, then move to the next image here, which is this one. And we have a new scenario box, I believe.
Yeah, this
Shadowlands.
this one was a scenario
Yeah,
pack.
so this is going to be similar to, like Green Goblin or the Hood or something. So it's a standalone scenario pack featuring the hand. So that's pretty cool. I don't know
And
anything about
I
the
will say
Shadowlands
that
story, but
the Daredevil artwork on this one is different.
yeah.
So he's not wearing the red suit. Now he's wearing the black suit. So we're going to get a dark version of Daredevil as well.
Well, I'm guessing. I mean, like I said, I know this is a story from the comics. I never followed this storyline, but that might be when he had the black costume. You know, during the story, and they just took a kind of an image from the comics or something. Because Daredevil Hero Pack is separate. Unless he's getting this suit. But it looked like he had the red suit in that first image. So, don't know, but actually, probably some of his hero cards are going to show a different, him in different suits, more than likely. Just like they never make things always the same for all 15 cards.
Yeah.
So some of his cards might have the black suit, and some of his cards might have the red suit. Some of his cards might have the yellow suit. It just depends on whatever the specific card is. But yeah, so we're getting a scenario pack, but we're not quite done with this wave yet, because Daredevil and Luke Cage and Jessica Jones, they're all part of a specific team, and we haven't seen the entire team. So are we going to get more of their teammates? And the answer is yes. So yeah, so two more hero packs, Elektra and Iron Fist. So that kind of rounds out. So that answers your question about Elektra being a hero or a villain, or she could be both, like Nebula. But she's at least getting a hero pack. So
Yeah, I do kind of hope that we see. I mean, now it'd be interesting. I mean, since it's not in the scenario, so they could still do it. They could have her a villain in the box in the campaign, and then have the hero come later in the wave, like they did with which not the Guardians of the Galaxy. What was that one called?
Galaxy's Most Wanted.
Was that wave? Yeah, but the Galaxy's Most Wanted. And have had the Nebula hero come separate. So that's kind of what I'm actually hoping they do here, because I thought she was iconic on both sides.
Yeah.
I'd love to see her on both sides. I don't know if they're going to do that, because they've still got. I mean, they've got tons, but I mean.
Well, we have an Elektra minion in Civil War now, so you have Elektra.
Yeah. Yeah, but we do have like the with this. I'm wondering, so who are the villains going to be though? I mean, we saw one on the box, and we haven't seen the box back yet.
Yeah.
So we don't know who else they're going to do. But I mean, they've got a whole rogues gallery.
Oh yeah, they can have all sorts of fun people. Yeah, and it's nice. It's kind of nice because it's another street level campaign. Kind of like Sinister Motives was. So that's kind of nice. So, well, I guess Civil War is a street level as well. It just happens to be an epic battle between heroes, but
Yeah.
and Agents of Shield, for that matter, I guess is technically street level. So I guess the last cosmic one has been a while.
So what do you think of that picture of Iron Fist there? He's like pointing at, look at the hand.
Yeah.
I kind of got a kick out of that.
Okay, and then the last Marvel Champions image is the timeline for 2020. Well, the rest of 2025 and 2026. Oh no, this was 2026. Sorry. Yeah, so we got Wonder Man and Hercules. I think they're right now scheduled for February. Then we got the Fear No Evil campaign. Then we got the Jessica Jones and Luke Cage. Then we got Shadowlands, and then we have Elektra and Iron Fist. So
so they'll finish off the current wave, and then we start the Defenders next year.
Yeah, well, it looks like all of the Defenders is going to be next year, because that gives us 4 hero packs, a scenario pack, and a campaign box. So that's a standard. I mean, I guess it's possible there could be more products, but I'm guessing that
Well,
will wrap up
uh, uh,
2026.
yeah, I mean, honestly, I kind of think that, I mean, unless they have more in the way of scenarios or, modules added to the heroes, I think this is probably going to be the Defender wave. I mean,
Yeah.
this is basically when you talk Defenders, this is who you're talking.
And people have been wanting the Defenders for a very long time. So, okay. So, one thing that did surprise me was there was no talk of Chapter 2 for Marvel Champions.
I
I
know, yeah, that actually did surprise me a little bit as well, since we're
I mean, I'm
seeing,
glad we're getting the Defenders, but I was kind of surprised that we didn't get like the new core set first, maybe. So
yeah,
I don't know if that means either A, they're not doing one, but I kind of suspect there probably are, but it may not be ready yet. Maybe it's not going to be till 2027, and
yeah.
there'll be another
There'll be
pack. There'll be
more.
another PAX Unplugged before those products come out. So maybe
Yeah,
that's
I mean, but the question the game is still relatively new compared to Arkham.
yeah.
So is it going to be, I'm sure we will see one, but is it going to be within the next couple of years, or is it going to be further down the
Well,
road?
Marvel Champions is 2019 when it first came out, and Arkham was 2016. So it's three
Right.
years younger. So it is possible that they could be waiting another couple of years. Um,
Although I don't think with Arkham we saw like the second edition kind of. I mean, they called it revised. What was it, revised?
Chapter 2. Oh, the
No,
revive. Oh, yeah. That to me, that product is a reaction to the
yeah.
Marvel Champions format,
I'm
where
saying
it was a
they have
lot. It was a
revised.
lot
I
cleaner
don't think we'll
format.
see an interim
No, I don't think so.
revamp in there.
No.
So I do think that we will see a chapter two, but is it going to be 2 years, 3 years? Is it going to be 2027? I don't know. How far out is that going to be? I
Yeah.
have a feeling we'll see it. It's just the timing on it, when it's going to happen.
Yeah.
So
And
it is a newer game.
right.
So, it's probably not screaming for it as much.
Yeah. And at the
At
time
least
of
not
this,
yet.
at the time of this recording, they are talking legacy and current formats. Any product from Next Evolution and earlier, with the exception of the core set, is considered out of print. Now you could still find some at your local game store. You could find some of the products on the Asmodee store, but anything earlier than Age of Apocalypse is considered legacy at this point. So,
Right.
all right. So now we're going to move to this next category. Is a little smaller.
The secret surprise, right?
No, this is Star Wars deck
Oh,
building.
oh, okay.
No, that's last is the secret surprise. All right, so this has been announced. This is the Mandalorian pack. So this is coming. Actually, it should be out.
Coming next week.
Yeah, next week. So it's going to be Friday. The day after Thanksgiving is when it's scheduled to come out.
Yeah, if you
And
were one of the people lucky enough to be there, you got to. They said see it. I don't know if you got a copy
I
of it.
think you
If you
can
got to
buy
buy
it.
it
I
early.
think it's probably available to purchase there because it's you can get it a week early.
Yeah, so
Um,
if you know somebody who went, you might be able to play it earlier. But
yeah.
otherwise, we
Um,
gotta wait for a week.
yeah, I gotta wait a week. So this has got the new 3-player rules, which sounds kind of cool. So our main group has got 3 players. So Star Wars deck building hasn't been available for us to play on our normal game night because someone has to play 2 factions and we just never bothered to do that. Dirk and I have
I
done
thought it was
1v1
cool
a
the way
lot.
they introduced the three-player with the Mandalorians, who are kind of a relatively neutral
Yeah,
faction compared to the other two.
yeah,
So I thought that was kind of cool that this was the group that they used to introduce that.
right. But you don't have to use the Mandalorian with the 3-player rules. I mean, you could
Right,
have
right. But that's where it came from.
right. You could have
Yeah.
Rebel versus Empire versus Separatists or something if you wanted to, with the existing factors. And then the next image. The next image is they just said there's another expansion coming in the summer of 2026. And they didn't give any details, but you can see the ghost there. So kind of front and center. So I don't know if this is, but I mean, we got the Rebel. We already have Rebels and Empire, so I'm kind of wondering if maybe it's more Rebels and more Empire cards or something. Like you can. I don't know how that would work exactly. If this is a second set that you can put in the Galaxy row instead of the original ones, or you can mix and match, or maybe you can make the decks bigger. I don't know. I don't know how that would work with other factions. I can't imagine you can make the decks, the faction decks bigger.
I'm not sure you'd want to.
No. Well, I mean, you'd have to do all three of them. Yeah, but yeah, I think you'd start diluting it too much if you made them bigger. But anyways, so yeah, that's all we know about this product. It don't even know the name.
Just an image.
Yeah, it's just an image, and it's definitely showing the Rebels and the Empire. So I don't know if this is another faction pack or if it's it says expansion, so I'm assuming, it's like the base game or the Clone Wars. All right, but now
It's pre-destruction of Death Star too. So
yeah, and now the final image, and this is the surprise. This was in the board game series. They have something called the Vault series, which is going to be like campaign funded, if almost like on demand. And they're talking about
that's definitely what it felt like, is because what we haven't shown here because it was just they mentioned it, but now Zombicide and what's the other one?
Zombicide and Cthulhu Death May Die. I didn't put those in there. Those just got acquired. They got acquired.
Now under the Fantasy Flight umbrella, and the important part to us, at least, is that means crowdfunding is now part of Fantasy Flight's strategy.
Right, which it wasn't before.
Right. So
and they're saying that this.
Go ahead. That feels like that this is going to be tied to that somehow.
Yeah. And they mentioned classic games could come back. They're not going to revamp the rules or anything like that. They might just clean up the rule books a little bit.
Add some quality of life improvements.
Yeah, but
some of these.
And they said products that have been out of print could come back. So, like, what I'm really looking forward to would be
us with one very distinct possibility.
Yeah, well, like Battlestar Galactica coming back would be amazing, but they'd have to get the IP. They'd have to get the IP.
So Fantasy Flight, if you are watching this, bring back Battlestar. I love the game. I've got it. But I would love to have other people have access to it as well. It is probably like one of my top 3 board games. In fact, actual board game itself, it might be my number 1 board game. That's excluding card games. So I would love to see this come back, and there are definitely some quality of life improvements I could see. Even though I've got everything, I would rebuy it for some of the quality of life improvements that I think might come out.
Yeah, like the font size being bigger on the cards, for one thing.
That would be helpful.
But the other game that I have everything for it, but again, it'd be great for people to get their hands on, would be like Imperial Assault. I love that game. That would be fun. But
was Queen's Gambit a Fantasy Flight game?
Yes, that would be great too. Yeah, I would definitely buy a new copy. I got one off of eBay, and there were some pieces missing, and I had to get some substitute pieces. So.
Oh, I think your little micro machine things are cool.
They are, but I think, we should play that on the channel. It's been a while since we played that game. But yeah. So anyways, this was our reaction to the in-flight report. So all in all, I was very happy with what we had.
Related to us.
Yeah, and like I said, there's Twilight Imperium, and there was Star Wars Unlimited. Those are games that we don't play, so we're not talking about those.
I actually love Twilight Imperium. I do not have the time to play that game.
Yeah.
It's such a long game, such a commitment.
It's
is. Like I remember games of that where we could set it up one morning and not finish it till the next day.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
I don't have that kind of time.
So, yeah. So we're gonna wrap up this stream. I haven't looked at. I don't. If anyone's watching, please comment. Haven't looked to see if we have anybody watching right now because our. I don't have my channel open. I don't have the channel open right now.
Yeah, I had it open, but it keeps losing focus.
Oh, let's see.
I don't. If anyone's going in the background behind this.
Let me mute. No, no one's. It doesn't look like anyone's watching right now. So, all right. Well, this was not announced or anything, so it what it
This
is.
is just kind of a spur of the moment thing, but
Yeah, just Dirk called while the in-flight report was still going on, so like, let's talk about it.
yeah, I was like, I wasn't sure that I was going to watch it. Dave said he would watch it and let me know if there was anything important from it or whatever. I decided to watch it, and I'm like, oh wow, they've already finished with Arkham and Marvel. Do we want to do a stream?
Yeah, and I wanted it.
I hadn't finished it, watched the whole thing out, which I'm kind of glad because I wouldn't have known about the vault if we'd have stopped whenever I was going to
Right.
stop.
Yeah,
And I'm super excited about the vault, actually.
yeah, and yeah, I was grabbing images while they were talking about Star Wars Unlimited, but yeah. All right, so we're gonna wrap this up. Thank you for watching, everyone. Please like and subscribe.
And if you want to see more content by us, go ahead and hit that notification bell down there, and you'll get alerts whenever we post new videos. All right, see ya.